Once I get you up there.
Hello, my name is Joel and I'm here at the Joshua Tree Golden Ball. It has been amazing so far, we've had so much fun, and I thought I would take this opportunity to interview the patrons of the Joshua Tree. These guys have supported the Joshua Tree in and over the past 10 years, and we really value what they bring to the charity. I'm going to ask them some questions, check it out.
A groovy day, say those words and we'll beat those birds down to like a Acapulco Bay. It is perfect for a flying honeymoon.
Mark, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us tonight. Could you tell us a little bit about how you first became involved with the Joshua Tree?
Yeah, I mean, an old mate of mine called Chris Boyce, who had kids at the same school as me, he said, will you come down and open this fun run? As I say, I don't believe in the concept of a fun run. Running cannot be fun in my book, but in Marbury Park. So I said, yeah, fine. So I came down. I didn't really know what it was, to be honest, because it has to do quite a few charity things. And so I came down, and Chris said, and introduced me to Linda and Di and everybody, and I found out more about it. And they said, would you be interested in becoming a patron? So I said, yeah, because I was kind of intrigued with it and thought it was a fantastic cause. And it was also local, and you felt you could make a difference, really. So that was how it began, yeah.
In those years, then, what changes have you seen in the Joshua Tree?
Well, I think that it's just become, obviously, as you'd hope, the profile gets raised in the local area. It's become a heck of a lot more professional at organising events. In the early days, it was really driven solely by goodwill and hope. As more and more people have come on board, of course, it's attracted people with different skills, So events like this tonight are like professionally run events, because you've got people who know how to put on something like this, putting their expertise in. So it's become, a whole lot kind of more professional in the way it's run. But that doesn't really matter. What's become more important is like the number of families they've helped, and since they've had the centre and things. So from being sort of a dream, a wonderful dream really, it's made actually a very real difference to a lot of people. And I suppose that's the main and the important difference, is that we'd still like to see the home built, and it will be built, and we hope to start building and everything. He said using we, as if I'm somehow going to be bricklaying, which I'm not. But it has done what it set out to do and helped people a lot. And so that's the big change.
That's great, and we love you being a part of the Joshua Tree, being a patron for the Joshua Tree. Thank you for that. And over these past 10 years, what's been your favourite event or thing that you've been a part of?
Well, it's going to sound extremely arrogant, really, but my favourite event was the one that me and my wife Bella organised at the Cinnamon Club in Bowden. Because we had OMD playing, we had Paul Heaton playing, we had Noddy Older doing the raffle. We had prizes donated by David Bowie and Kate Bush and Johnny Marr, and me and Bella went through so much stress getting that together. So when it all happened, and it raised a lot of money, but it was also an amazing evening. We were so on a high from that, and so even though it sounds arrogant to pick the highlight, the thing that I organised, that would definitely be it. That's a night that I will never forget, But again, the main thing is, and I can't remember what the figures were, but several tens of thousands of pounds for the Joshua Tree was raised on that night. And everybody who went still talks about it. So what a great night that was, So that would be the one, I suppose.
It's great. It's not too arrogant. You're all right. You're okay. And finally then, what's so special about the Joshua Tree in your eyes, Mark?
Well, I think that, as I was saying when I was talking tonight, really, there are so many worthy charities, and some of them are global and national. It's very hard to feel like you're making a difference. It doesn't mean like you shouldn't try. But something like the Joshua Tree, which is obviously so born out of such a personal experience for Linda and Di and their family. So you feel that right at its heart is this big heart of something. And you feel like by being a part of it, because it's localised and you know a lot of the people involved, you genuinely feel that you are making a difference, and we are all making a difference. And you can see this thing grow, and you can see how it helps people, and you can see the dream come alive, every time. And so I think the most special thing is that it's got a real heart to it and a real word, but it's close to all of us, and we feel we're all in it together, and it has got this kind of family drive to it. And and the achievement will be all the sweeter for that, I think.
Well, Mark, thank you for being a part of the family. Thank you for everything you do. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Dr. Russell Keenan, thank you so much for taking the time out this evening to chat to us. How and when did you first get involved with the Joshua Tree?
Well, I suppose I was first involved with Joshua a few years before the Joshua Tree came around, because obviously I was the doctor that looked after Joshua through his leukemia treatment, and spoke to his mum and dad and broke the news initially. And obviously in some ways maybe I've not done my job that well, because it was still a very hard journey for the family through that process. And there's a need that we weren't serving, although we were given the medicines and we were curing people. It was still a real challenge and a real struggle getting through all that. And that's what Joshua's family and Lynn and I are setting up now. And the work that they're doing is absolutely fantastic. And there is a big need for the families to help them and support them through this, because it's something as from the professional side of the fence, that there's only so much that we can do. But from the family side of the fence, they can support each other and so much better than we can. So it is important.
Yeah, that's great. And how important is it to support the families that are affected by childhood cancer?
Well, childhood cancer, we often think of it as a rare disease, first of all, and actually it's not that rare. Believe it or not, over the age of 1, childhood cancer is the commonest disease that causes death in childhood. So it's in the modern countries, in the modern world, and certainly in the UK. So this is still it's an important public health problem in that sense, in terms of child health. And the families, they go through hell and back. You know, the treatment, the nasty, horrible treatment that I give, basically it's given nasty poisons for 2 to 3 years. And that's a real struggle and an effort getting through all that. And as I said before, the support that we can give to families, has its limitations. But the support that families can give each other, that's has no bounds.
Yeah, sure. And as you know, they're building a support centre in Sandyway. We're really excited for that. But what do you reckon the benefits of that support centre will be for the families who are going through childhood cancer?
Well, I'm very excited about the support centre as well. I've been to the site, I've walked around, I have had my own ideas and suggestions that we've sort of contributed to it. It's the right thing to do, it's the right site in the right place. There's plenty of people that live near this site. What you really need is a breakaway and a space in the country. And although the site is basically a field in the country with, it's got nice hedgerows and trees and stuff at the moment, what that will turn into is a real oasis of calm and a retreat in the spiritual, not necessarily religious sense that these families will really, really benefit from and be able to help each other from. So it's going to be a fantastic centre, and I've absolutely no doubt that they're going to achieve their aims. They're very, very nearly there now. The last little bit, and they will be breaking ground within 12 months, so it's actually very exciting.
That is really exciting. And finally, Dr. Russell, what is special about the Joshua Tree?
Well, the Joshua Tree is the only, in our region, the Joshua Tree is the only family-based support centre that's doing this sort of work. We have other sort of family collectives, if you like, and family organisations where people are getting together, but sort of professionalism and the intensity of the work that the Joshua Tree are putting into this, goes above and beyond, and it's something that we've not had before, and it is needed, and it will massively benefit our families going through.
That's great. Well, Dr. Russell, thank you so much for your support over these years and your continued support, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much. Paul, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've really enjoyed the music that you brought to us. The set was great. Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about how and why you first got involved with the Joshua Tree.
I first got involved with the Joshua Tree through a friend of mine that actually came to see me sing and introduced me to Linda and the charity. And when I found out what the charity was about and fell in love with it, then I couldn't resist not helping as much as I could, really, and give as much time as I could possibly do.
Yeah, sure. And how do you think that your support as a patron has an impact on the work that the charity does?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think I can do enough. I don't do enough. I'd like to do more, but my time obviously restricts me to doing that. But I like to think that whenever they need some sort of entertainment I'm there to help out in whatever capacity I can, whether it's myself or a recommendation, and just try and attend, different ceremonies that they do for awards for young children and their families. If I can be there, whatever capacity I can give when I'm free, I'm always there, if I can be there. So.
What do you think the Joshua Tree does best in supporting families that are going through childhood cancer?
I think the Joshua Tree is a very, very personal charity. I think it's got a little bit more of a personal touch than maybe some huge charities. I think that it's very hands-on, and I think that you automatically become into a warm atmosphere wherever you meet any of the staff, any of the people there. Very welcoming in.
Finally, Paul, what has been your favourite moment as a patron for the Joshua Tree?
Wearing this. My favourite moment. There's been a few really. I was a few months ago. They were giving some awards out to children that have, had very difficult times in their families. And that was quite touching. That was quite a proud moment. A lot of people probably say performing, but for me, performing is a great thing to give back. But I think, sitting and watching some of those kids, what they've been through, picking up something, presents and toys is quite touching. That for me has been one of the most special parts I've experienced.
Thank you so much, Paul, for all you bring, and we look forward to the rest of your set. Have a good night.